hello, hello, and welcome to the Claymore train. I'm Brad Homer.
And I'm Ömer Ibrahim.
Welcome back to Claymore Division. It's been a while since we last done any episodes. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, that one just caught me unawares. Well done.
It's been a while since we've done anything because of Christmas and stuff getting in the way. I suffered a horrendous accident with my beard, and now I look like a...
I got the rest of it.
Yeah, I just duct taped it to his face, so now I look like a 14-year-old boy, and he looks like my groomer.
You look like a rather weathered 14-year-old boy.
Thank you, I love you too.
I'm going to make you a t-shirt. I'm a rather weathered 14-year-old boy.
So it's been quite a busy couple of months.
Yeah.
We've played lots of games, we've read lots of books. We saw one movie together, Seinfeld Zulu, which we'll come on to a bit later.
We kind of saw it in the background.
Saw it in the background while we were shooting Zulus.
Yeah.
But you got your big Christmas present that's led you on to some major wargaming. What was your big Christmas present?
I somehow scored an Xbox One from my girlfriend and her parents. And it was kind of, I didn't... How do I put it? I wanted one, but they're so expensive. I was like, oh, I'll get one next January sales.
Yeah.
And then upturn this big box on Christmas Day. I was like, Christ. And I got... The best bit for that for us is I got Rise, Warrior, Soldier, Son of Rome, which is kind of a semi-fantasy, alternate history Roman game. And I think probably the first computer game that we've done as part of Claymore.
Yes,
yeah.
I think it is.
So yeah.
Breaking new ground.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah. Next gen.
Yeah. Twent-E-Fourteen.
20. Nice. Yeah. No, it's a great game. Like I say, semi-fantasy. So you've got. For instance, Boudica, Boadicea, whatever you want to say, invades Rome on an elephant in one part of the game, which is great. The Xbox One adds to it, obviously, because it's got the Kinect kind of motion sensor and voice activation. So you can tell some of the other Roman soldiers to shoot their arrows or set fire to things, open that, push the gate. And that really, really adds to it. But the story behind the guy's kind of redemption, being a soldier, getting betrayed, and then ended up in the gladiator pits is really, really good fun. And then his comeback, without ruining the story, you know, it's pretty predictable. He's going to get his revenge, and he does. And it's a good little story. I think as it's an opening game for a console, they've simplified it a little bit.
Okay.
In terms of they just want to show off what it could do. There are a few moments where I stopped and was watching sort of the battles online, just going, "That's beautiful."
Okay.
Rather than going, "This is a great game." Like it's not
moments in Skyrim where you've catch yourself admiring the scenery.
Yeah, and just watching the bunnies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the world. It's probably not going to set the world on fire, and I've heard reviews that say likewise. But just really good fun. Oh, I loved it. I played it over 2 games.
Found it immersive.
Oh, totally immersive. And then the online multiplayer is you recreate the fights from the single player in an arena in Rome that kind of these bits and bobs pop up, and all of a sudden it's flooded. All of a sudden you're in the woods, and it's 2-player multiplayer with another person online, and really, really good fun, really immersive, and it really extends the game beyond what is a 2-day campaign.
What's been your highlight of it?
Probably just lobbing spears at people's faces.
And then the game.
Yeah. You know, in The Force Unleashed, you know how indestructible you feel? Well, this is the Roman version of Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Like, you don't feel like you can die. Okay. All of the cutscenes just go like block, stab, switch, throw the spear, grab this guy, move. It's a constant moving thing, and you are susceptible to death. You can die, much like other games like that, but you feel like a badass. You know that those 12 people coming towards you are dead as soon as you spot them.
Right.
And you start blocking their blows, and they'll start backing away from it, and it is a little bit cut and paste.
Sounds
a bit
kind of like the Dynasty Warriors games.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean the cutscenes, like the death animations, are really cool. You know, you're there's one where you sort of duck and then stab backwards, which is really good fun. What was really good for me is I got about 3/4 of the way through the game. For like you earn in-game currency, gold coins, which unlock better weapons and power-ups for your game. But I didn't realise you could unlock different death animations. Oh, okay. So I got about 3/4 of the way through the game, accruing all this gold that I was going to spend for a second playthrough. Realised there was about another 3/4 of animations to unlock.
Oh, okay.
So I unlocked them. I had enough gold to just buy pretty much all of them like that, and the game changed.
Oh wow!
It meant that all of a sudden, to me, and it happened without ruining it, happened in a really good point in the story where he kind of realises that what he's been fighting for wasn't quite true, and goes against it and goes back on himself. So for me, the game changed at that point, and then the gameplay changed at that point. So it worked really, really well for me. And
who would you recommend it to?
Just anybody who likes stabbing things. Anybody with an Xbox One, because there aren't many
fans.
Yeah, there aren't many titles in it. What was pretty cool with it was like looking through the Xbox One menu, it's like, do you like Rise, Son of Rome? Maybe you'll like Dance Revolution. Because there's so few games that everything is recommended. It's like, do you like Xbox One game? You'll like Xbox One game. Yeah. So yeah, anybody that just wants to stab things.
Was it one of Modern Warfare's you were talking to me about?
Yeah, I bought.
We actually managed to get him into the 21st century.
Battlefield 4.
Apologies.
Battlefield 4 was. I'm not much of a first-person shooter guy, but it was sold to me on that you can destroy anything. Kind of.
I can see how that would appeal to you.
Yeah, and it's, I was like, okay, I'll buy it, and I only had one game on it, so I bought that as well, just to have something else to play.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was a real awakening to the way computer games are gone now, because it said on the back, also includes an immersive single-player campaign. And I was like, what? That's a game? But no, I started playing it, and then I started playing the online multiplayer as well, and I can see why people get so addicted.
I hope it doesn't go away with War Games, which ends up with Solitaire Edition printed across the box.
Yeah,
because
I can imagine.
Yeah, I like one-player War Games as much as I like one-player video games, but you feel like such a sad bastard reaching down for that Solitaire game off the shelf. Yeah,
I can imagine. But yeah, no, the gameplay is the graphics are stunning. The gameplay is nice and fluid. It's 66 players online, I think.
So more than your average battle these days.
Yes, yeah. Considering the closest it's got in terms of a rival is Call of Duty,
and
I'm not a first-person shooter guy. I'm not even much of a computer gamer, so I'm not doing the you should buy a PlayStation 4, lol. Yeah. You should buy Call of Duty. You should not buy Battlefield. I'm not doing that, but Call of Duty has 24 people online. Battlefield 4 has 66 or 64. And that to me is
65 on average.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, it's great. Just these like tank-on-tank warfare. So you'll get like 4 tanks forming up and just pull, and then you get one guy running up the side with some C4 explosives. I've become firstly the sniper hunter.
What kind of theatres does it use?
It's modern. It's modern warfare. Like modern.
Geographically.
Geographically, the game, the single player is set kind of all over. There's a big siege in China, kind of bit in it. So it's obviously fictional.
I was expecting it to be like Somalia. Or
no. It's set fictionally against. It kind of takes, to me, not knowing much about this type of warfare, it seems like they're kind of going on the Red War kind of Soviets and more like the political kind of campaigning. That Red Dawn kind of era brought up to today's technology. So China and Russia are kind of the bad guys, if I'm right. But then again, like I say, the single player, it's not rushed, it's a good game, but it's so just kind of like, there's the single player that you just shoot, bang, boom, shoot. The storyline's there. But
normally I ask you who you'd recommend it for, but it's quite a mainstream game, it's for everyone.
Absolutely,
everybody. So I'm going to ask a different question. If I made a film of it, who should direct it?
Probably us.
Claymore.
Yeah. No, I don't actually know. Because, again, the single-player campaign is just a story, whereas the multiplayer is just a clusterfuck of shooting.
Okay.
Like,
so Paul Anderson then.
Yeah.
You can't be up to much.
To the point, I'll just have to discuss without going, I did this and I did this. Yeah. My favourite kill so far has been, I showed you the video of it on, did you get like the smart glass on your iPhone or other devices, and then you can download it to almost everything.
Other phones are available, but why would you?
Not because you don't want an iPhone, that might be why. They're free to choose. You might just want a block of wood that looks like an iPhone. I was kind of, I spawned out into the game, brought my gun out, saw a guy at really close range, fired, realised that I actually had my RPG anti-tank armed instead of my machine gun.
The bane of every Doom player.
Yeah, but was at super close range, like about as close as the camera,
right.
And then accidentally clicked as I fired. Accidentally clicked the sort of knife kill.
Yeah.
So I interrupted the animation of the shell going off. So we could probably, I don't know quite how it works. I could probably upload it to YouTube and then link it to the group so we can see it. What you actually see is as I come in to stab the guy, there's an unexploded rocket sticking out of his chest.
Beat him to death with a sideways.
Yeah, so I kind of stop the animation and stab him in the throat, and he drops down dead. And the only thing I can think is, again, if this was a real battle, afterwards somebody would have found their friend like, oh man, somebody stabbed Jeff and they took his dog tags, and what's that sticking out of his chest?
Maybe maybe Terry Gilliam should direct this film.
Yeah, so there's a guy on the floor with just an explodable shell that is... I can't explain how it would look because it went off but didn't quite explode yet.
Okay. So
it shot, which is when it starts to explode, when it makes impact. It made it.
It does sound like we're saying the best part of this game is bugs, but we assure you that's not.
Oh, it's not a bug. It was me bugging the game.
Oh, okay.
It was a 1 in a million.
No, there aren't.
I haven't found many bugs. I haven't found many bugs at all. Okay. And a lot of people are complaining about, oh, Xbox, is that still alive? I haven't found any bugs at all, so I don't know what they're going about.
Grow up is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Just chill out. Just have fun. Push cardboard. That's good too.
Yeah, cardboard doesn't get outdated.
Check us out on emotionally14.com. Ömer is also a regular guest on the Crazy Train podcast, available on iTunes. I'm frequently active on Board Game Geek and Consim World, and of course you'll be able to catch us this Sunday at Vatnartek up in York.
You say that like we're leading stuff, we're just kind of wandering.
Yeah, we'll be there.
It's a long way to go. It's
going to be from us. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, most of our audience are American, so it's even further for them.
Come see us. Book a ticket now. When's this going out?
Oh, I'm hoping we'll have this conversation off screen.
How do you talk about time when time is irrelevant to a video?
We'll catch you guys soon.
History.